Hi there, I'm Ben and welcome to part 11 of my full platinum walkthrough for Dark Souls 3. I promise there's no horrible impression at the start of this one. Right, we're off to Profaned Capital this time, so continuing on from Irithyll Dungeon, we're just going, carrying on, basically. Yeah, so one thing I'm going to do here is just recommend you grab some arrows if you don't have any. They're not essential for anything, they're just going to make certain parts easier. Because there are some pretty nasty enemies and you don't want to tussle with them if you don't have to. So grab, you can only carry 100, so just grab some. And they'll get refilled every time you use a bonfire. They'll be in your storage, any extra ones. I don't know why I'm stood here looking at him. Why am I looking at him? Oh, yeah, I'm going to upgrade the bow a bit because we haven't done that for a while. Got lots of large Titanite now. So we're going to upgrade the bow. All the way up to, and stop once you get to Titanite chunks. You don't want to use any Titanite chunks. Just going to look here for the shield as well, Twinkling Titanite. I've only got 2. I need another 8 until we can upgrade that again. That's quite a few crystal lizards. So it's not essential. It really isn't. Neither is the bow really. It obviously helps having that extra damage there. And yeah, off we go to Profaned Capital. Now you can get to the boss of this place extremely quickly. If you go down that ladder directly ahead of where I am there and run to the bottom, you're basically at the boss. It's right there. But there's side areas and other stuff we need to do because this is Dark Souls and there always is other stuff to find. And we've got to finish off Siegward, the Katarina Knight. We've got to finish off his storyline or make sure that he comes with us to the boss fight. We actually don't need him at the boss fight, but it's just nice to have him. It's really cool little cutscene you'll get as well. So it's we want him there. So I'm just going to go up here, grab these rusted coins. So at the end of this video as well, I'm also going to show you 3 farming spots that you should be doing because we will get the Covetous gold serpent ring in this video. So you'll be fully set up with regards to farming stuff, gear. So I'm going to show you where that is and kind of recommend what you should be doing in between videos. Because that's the way I'm going to have to do it. So this is a gargoyle. They're actually quite easy. If you double hand and just go for it, you're going to see me doing that a few times with enemies now. They do sometimes hold their wing up like a shield. Don't go near them when they do that. They're going to do like a slam force back attack. So yeah. Once there's an opening, just go for it with those. They're not too bad. They're really not too bad. Look a lot worse than they are. And obviously, they're really slow, so dodge rolling through their attacks is quite easy with them. 2 crystal lizards here. A couple of Twinkling Titanite. This is where we're going soon, down into this god-awful swamp. It's not poison, you'll be thankful to know. No, it's a lot worse. It's toxic. Which is quicker than poison with regards to killing you. Rusted gold coin. You can use that for farming later on. And then most importantly, you're going to want to go and grab some blooming purple moss clump, which is over here, 3 of them. That removes toxic. The normal purple moss clumps do not. You need the blooming version. So have them ready, put them in your quick select down here. Because we're going to be just jumping straight in and going and getting what we need. So there's these weird... I don't even know. I can't even describe what these things are. I don't know what they are. But those, you've seen them. We've seen them already. But they're in here. They're really easy to kill. But obviously you're not going to be able to move very quickly. And just take it as that you are going to get toxic going in here. But we need to go in here to get a ring. We should already have a poison gem. But the ring is what we're here for. So it can be a bit annoying trying to dodge these guys. Or girls, or hags, or whatever these things are, when you're slow like you are. So try and just get into them and attack them, not like that I'm miles away. Again, they are quite slow themselves. So this here is the poison gem. So this is the pool you would have fallen down into from above, but we've just kind of done it the slightly safer way. It's just like a purple, a purple mist jumping through the air, rolling through the air. That's the Cursebite ring. Obviously, we need that for one of the rings for the trophy. It's Cursebite. It helps prevent curse build-up. That's essentially what it is. And then we're just going to make it to safety on this island here. Purging Stone. Do not use a Purging Stone. So the way our ending is set up, we've been getting Dark Sigils. So every time we got a level off Yhorm, we've been getting a Dark Sigil kind of level. And then we're going to marry Anri at the end. Marry in quotation marks. I wouldn't call that a marriage. And that's going to give us another 3. And that basically moves us towards the usurpation ending. So we don't want to use... I believe Purging Stones don't actually get rid of your sigils, but they remove your hollowing. Either way, don't bother with it. Just do not use a Purging Stone, just to be safe. Right, that enemy there you just saw, there was kind of a big rhino-looking thing lying down. Do not go in there yet. Do not. Just don't. You could probably shoot it from that window, that doorway, and be safe. But we're going to do it from an even safer place. So NPC up here is quite easy. He's not really guarding, so you can just cut right through him. And he's going to drop Logan's scroll, which is 3 of 4 scrolls that we need to give out to our friend Obrek to buy sorceries from him. Some poison arrows up here on the rooftop, and then we're going to drop down the middle here and get the Wrath of the Gods miracle. So we're in that room that I just sort of peeked my head in before. And we've got this thing down here. It's basically a giant baby with a hand for a head that will eat you. I don't know. I don't know how they come up with it. Yeah, they're pretty tough. So this is why we brought the bow with us. Like, you could safely just drop down and run through the doorway and it wouldn't get you. But we're going to do it the more difficult way. You can see it's trying to reach you. It won't get you from up here, so don't worry. It can take a while trying to shoot it with arrows, but it's completely safe up here. Obviously, watch as you're backing in first-person mode, backing away, watch you don't drop off. Can be a bit difficult to get the angle sometimes, but it will eventually move forward. Now, I'm going to just kind of fade here, because this does go on for a bit, and I didn't want to keep it all in, because it can kind of get stuck for a moment, so... I've done quite a bit of damage to it. I'm completely bored of doing this now, so I'm just going to drop on it with a drop attack and do it the simple way. Now, they do have a grab that has a massive range. They're really surprisingly quick as well. So, yeah, they're just watch out for them. Do not be near the front of them. And if you are behind them, they'll do sort of a sit back and sort of crush you. They're quite a hard enemy to take on. Now, there are actually 3 of them below us in another room. All that's in that room is a couple of Purging Stone, which we don't need. And one of them drops an axe if you kill them. But you don't want to be fighting 3 of those things. If you want an axe, I don't even know which one specifically it is. It's not one thing we need anyway. But if you want it, go down there and get it if you want. You basically... I'll show you where to drop down in a moment. I'm going to just kill this mimic, get the staff, not that we particularly need that, and then we're going to grab some rubbish, which is, I suppose at this point, it's kind of an in-joke, this rubbish. In the previous games, you've been able to trade rubbish with the crow for something. In this one, rubbish literally does nothing. Literally. So yeah, if you drop down here, you'd be back in the swamp, and there's a door below where I am. You go in there, there's 3 of them. That item there's a Shriving Stone, which we don't need either, so it's just not worth going down there. Now I'm going up here. I should have gone a different way. This is the way we actually need to go to leave. But go straight ahead, and as soon as you run into this room, run to this wall and just start swinging. There's a couple of jailers here. They are invisible, so just quickly get rid of them. Get double hand and go L1 on them. Just get rid of them. And then run around here to get the jailer's key. Now, we're actually going to jump out that window to the right. It's going to lead us back to Irithyll Dungeon, where that giant was. We'll be at his feet there. But we need to go and save Katarina Sigvard. So that's what we need to do. I should have gone down there first. I got a bit turned around. I do apologise. But it's just down here, so it's not too bad. So back on this roof where we fought the NPC and jump through this window. It's a last minute jump. Don't worry if you don't make it. You don't die or anything. You just drop on the stairs below. And run up, and this is where we're going to use the key that we got in Irithyll Dungeon, the old cell key. And most importantly in here really is the Covetous gold serpent ring. So now we have everything for a farming setup. And now speak to Sigvard, and he's going to give you the Titanite Slab, which is the last upgrade material for a weapon. So to get to plus 10, you need a Titanite Slab. There's a few in the game. This isn't the only one we can get, but we definitely need one. So fully speak to him as well, exhaust his dialogue. Yeah, so farming at the end, I will be starting it off with the ring and everything, the whole setup. And I'll be doing it in between videos as well. I'll explain all that towards the end though. Right, Giant, we fought these before. They're quite easy on their own, but there are quite a few rats here that spawn infinitely as well, which is quite annoying. Let the Giant do the damage. So if you sort of farm the rats, get them almost like the Pied Piper, just get them to follow you around, and the Giants should do the damage. Now, here's a good example of how the ring that I'm using does the extra damage. I've not really hit him too much now, but once I get sort of on a flurry, I'm going to get extra damage. And considering we have fought these already, how much quicker this one dies compared to the previous ones. Is he dead now? Is he at this part? No, it's very soon. So you can kind of ignore the rats. There he goes. Kind of ignore the rats. Obviously do try and hit them if they're in your way, but the priority is the Giant, and obviously watch out for the stomping feet. And they're just going to keep spawning out of these sewers, so don't stick around really. And grab everything off the floor, which will be 2 large Titanite shards, the Profaned Flame, which is a Pyromancy, and a Titanite chunk. So we're going to get 2 Titanite chunks. Unfortunately we need 4, but only 1 here, and we'll grab another one afterwards. Now, I was actually going to go up those stairs here, but I thought you'll actually probably be low on Estus potentially, so I'm going to just show you a shortcut. So if you go and use this lift, it will take us all the way back up to the top and to the first bonfire of Irithyll Dungeon. So we've come full circle. And there we go. So obviously sit at it if you're low. I think I'm going to risk it. Apparently I'm risking it. We're just going to do a little bit of a clear up here before we carry on. I will be coming back up here later, but I just wanted to show you, just in case you needed a bonfire. Because we are quite far away from the previous one. So now we're going to go up those steps. And I think I'm being followed. Am I not being followed? Yes. There is a chest there that is a mimic. There is a lot of mimics in this area. It's a mimic. It's just Dragonslayer lightning arrows. I mean, you don't need them. You're probably never going to use them. So if you don't want them, then don't fight it. You're going to find mimics are a lot easier to kill as well now with L1 and the extra damage. And that damage is going to go up even more, because I will have my Pyromancy and a separate sword by the beginning of the next video. The sword is one of the Covenant items I will be farming for at the end, in between. So if we go up this ladder, we'll be back up at the top where the Giant was. Remember, we opened that door. You may remember, hopefully. But you want to jump across here. Lightning bolts aren't particularly of interest. But what is of interest is a crystal lizard down here. So this is where the Giant was resting against. And the gate we opened is behind us. So get the Titanite chunk. The soul item. I'm going to carry on. So we've got the jailer's key now. This is going to open up a couple of jail cells back in Irithyll Dungeon. Now we could have carried on and gone straight to get Carla, but I'm going to go back this way to the shortcut and basically start from the beginning, so you know where we are. And just quickly run through it. We can actually avoid most of the area. So starting here, might as well sit down because I'm quite low on Estus, get a refill. And you know where you are. I'm sure you've done this run a few times. The cell on the right here you can now open. There is a rusted gold coin in here. always check what those jailers are. They're so quick. Yep. She's unaware of me right now. Or she, he, she. I don't know. Run past him. Get this one here on the left. So we are on upper one. You know, I was referencing it last video. That's where we are now. And drop down here. And there was this cell that was locked. We could now open it with the jailer's key and get the prisoner chief's ashes. So we're on lower one right now. Just dropped straight down and avoided the stairs basically. And now I'm just going to run up the stairs, avoiding all the enemies. Don't need to bother with them. Now what you can do here is go to lower 2. So if you go across that bridge and go to lower 2. So if you drop down. But I kind of get chased out here because the jailer's right there. And I start losing health. So I've got to go. Yeah, it's right there. So I was hoping it wouldn't follow me. But I'm having to get out of here. And it follows me all the way up. So you could go to lower 2 and use that gate that we opened, and it would take you back down. You could use the lift there, take you back down to that room with all of the jailers in, and that's essentially the room we need to get to. So instead of going this way, I just go a different way. So I was going to go this way and just fight my way through, but I'm just going to go a different way now. A bit more convoluted, but it is arguably a safer way. I don't know, yeah. It's as long as it is broad, I suppose. So we'll go back down here to where the rats are. Climb up that ladder. And then we're going to drop down and go into that tunnel where the rats are, where the 2 large rats are. And we'll be at the room. So there's a couple of ways to get to the same place, essentially. So yes, we are kind of going round in circles. Or it does feel like it at this point, but I was going to go to lower 2 and go that way. But because that jailer had just blocked the way, I just thought I might as well go this way. Only a few rats to deal with. It's not worth running through because of the 2 giant ones at the end. Goes a bit better than our last confrontation with these 2. Don't really take any damage, that's good. And then we're in this big room with the jailers, you know them, this horrible room. But I'm just going to run. I thought I could fight them all and it would take forever running back and forth. But if you want to do a suicide run, you're probably quite safe. So if you run down here and then hook up round this corner and kill the 1 jailer that's in here, if you're lucky, that was a bad miss by me. Yeah, managed to avoid, get it deaded, and run this way. And the other jailers don't seem to follow you once you're at this point. Use the ring, the key ring here, and then you're going to open this up, and this is our NPC we're here to save. This is Carla. I'm just going to check none of them are following me. They don't even seem to be alerted. You can see, I can literally see the jailer right there, and they don't become alerted to you until you sort of walk down here. So we're okay. So avoid having to deal with them all, really. And then speak to Carla, agree to help her and have her come with you and everything, forgive her and what have you. She's going to go through all the, yeah, so offer help, and then she's going to say, are you sure, kind of thing, and then say, yes, definitely. I'm a wretched child of the abyss.
Is that something you can forgive?
And then say, save her nonetheless, to make sure that she goes back to Firelink. And of course, because this is Dark Souls and I'm growing tired of imprisonment, so I've had enough of this now. I'm just going to vanish, which I probably could have done earlier. Well, there you go, Carla. So she'll be back at Firelink. We'll go and speak to her later. She does sell us some important stuff, spells, so we definitely need her. Now don't do this at all. So I thought, oh, it'd be funny to see if we can actually get this thing to attack all the jailers. But there was 2 behind me, and they are right on top of me. And then the thing that has actually been jailed by the jailers, imprisoned by the jailers, decides it's coming after me. No, stop. I am not your captor. I freed you. But no, he was having none of it. So don't do that. Just run for it. Leave this guy alone. That did not go to plan at all. Yeah, and obviously I'm facing this gargoyle down now. That was a badly timed roll. Luckily the gargoyle and the crazy red eye, they fight. So they gets them off my back. Yeah, don't do that. The gargoyle wins. Just in case you were interested. So I'm going to go back to Firelink now. I've got quite a few souls at this point, so I'm going to put that last level in to attunements. Attunement. Go and speak to NPCs, give tomes out, have a bit of a rest before we're going to do the boss. Not that this is actually a really, really easy boss. And it's one of the Souls of Cinder as well, one of the Lords of Cinder. So there's the 4 main Lords of Cinder, the Abyss Watchers, Yhorm, the other 2 that I can't remember right now. I should have started that list without remembering them all. Aldrich. Yes, Aldrich. That's the one. Yeah, I did manage to get that. And then Lothric is the final one. And then there's actually a 5th one, who's Ludleth, who's the little guy who's there. So go speak to Obrek. Give him his tome that we've got off the rooftop. And then go and speak and ask to learn sorceries from Carla. This is where she is now. So she does dark magic, essentially. We could have give those dark Braille tomes to her, but that's not. It's okay. We're okay at this point. So give her the 2 tomes that you have available.
It will be nice to play.
So just go through all the dialogue. Keep giving her all the tomes until they're all done. Blah 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 blah. Grave Warden. So that's going to be plenty of spells for us to buy from her. And then we're going to go over to Cornix and give him his final. I think it's his final one. It's the final one we've got for now, anyway. So she does dark sorceries. This guy does good pyromancies. If you've got one, give it to him. There we go. So what we're going to do with the souls that we get from farming is we're going to buy all the spells with those. And then any we've got left, like you can see, there's quite a lot needed there. And trust me, you'll have more than enough. So in between videos, I'm going to be farming. I'm going to do it off sort of camera, off capture. And then I will tell you, I'll let you know at the end my sort of what I'm going to be thinking of farming. And then I won't spend them until the beginning of the next video. Right, so I've got attunement. Oh no, it's only up to 13, still need 14. It's later on after the boss fight. We'll get that final attunement slot. So back to Profaned Capital. And go down the other ladder. So you can see how quick we could have actually done this area. And it's good for the sort of speedrun process of finishing the game in New Game Plus. How quickly you can actually get to the bosses, because we don't need to do all that side stuff in New Game Plus. We can just run straight to the boss. So when I run, oh, that was a good shot. There's going to be a gargoyle, so you're just going to want to run. You're obviously getting pyromancies chucked at you as well. Ignore the item. It's like Oni Slayer arrows. It's not a bow we'll ever use, so don't worry about that. Grab that though. That's a soul item, so that always comes in handy. And you'll be in this treasure room. Now drop down to the right here to start with. There's going to be a gargoyle appear. And you can see how easy these guys are if you double hand and just go for it. Like the incremental damage. You can just finish enemies so quickly once we're up and running, doing full damage. It's going to be pretty ridiculous, to be honest. Now these are the kind of jailers, I suppose. But they don't hurt you with their lamp. They obviously just shoot pyromancies at you. They do try and poke you as well, which doesn't really do much. But in a group, they can be quite troublesome. So there was 4. There's nothing actually to get there, but if you went down the stairs, you would have woken all those up and tried to run away, and the gargoyle gets you. That's the sort of setup there. So we've got 4 around here. These were the ones that were shooting me on the bridge, so this is kind of just revenge. And then there's a couple. There's like, it looks like there's going to be some really important stuff down here, doesn't it? But there's not. There's a rusted coin. And then there's a rusted coin. And that's it. These are things we'll be using for farming. They will help with item discovery. And we can buy an infinite amount of them, which is great because we'll be earning lots of souls, so we can just buy as many as we need. So there are other rings as well, like Covetous Gold Serpent Ring, +1, +2 and +3. If you want to go into the DLC, there's a +3 in there. I just wouldn't recommend going into New Game Plus and Plus to farm because the enemies are tougher. So it's a speed, it's a process, it's a numbers thing. You want to be getting as many kills as you can. So just the setup we've got is probably the best, really. So here I'm going to draw the gargoyle down into this bit. Well, he can't actually go down here, so this is a safe area. They can't come and get you. So use your bow and arrow if you want to. Obviously that's the safer option. That's another reason we stocked up on arrows. I'm trying to get to the jailer there, but I can't reach. So you want to wait for the gargoyle to do like a slam like that, and then try and run in, get an L1. Obviously back away. I got a bit greedy there. I thought I could try and stun lock him. Wasn't going to happen. And then yeah, he can't get to you at all. The safe way of doing this. Watch out for the flamethrower. And then we've just got these at the back. Now it's not essential that you kill these either. There's going to be 3 chests. You can see there, Greatshield of Glory. I mean, it's a massive shield we'll never use. There's an Ember, and I think there's a rusted gold coin, and that's it. So if you're having trouble with these enemies and don't want to bother, you don't need to. But I will show you where they are if you want them. So don't hit the chests at the back. That's very important while these guys are around. Try and hit them from the side like I'm doing here. Do not hit the chest because they are both mimics. So of course, if you don't want to kill mimics, I mean, mimics are fun. I think they look great. They test your rolling more than anything. They're a decent source of souls as well, and you get your item. And obviously, you can just use the undead charm and put them back to sleep and grab your item. But where's the fun in that? It's 2,000 souls a pop. So yeah, rusted gold coin ×2 in this one. I'll never get bored of fighting these things. They're just so goofy looking. Yeah, rusted gold coin. And then there's another chest over here which is just an ember, and obviously that can come in helpful. You do not need to be embered. We're going to be going straight into the boss fight now. We're going to be joined by Sigvard of Katarina. But you don't need to summon him, it's just going to happen. If you finished his storyline like we just did, he's just going to join you, so go straight in. Obviously, if you want to become embered and see if there's any player NPCs around, not NPCs, other players, you know, the gold summon signs, feel free because you're going to get that sunlight medal. Now, at the start, yeah, there's going to be a cutscene as you go through, and then Sigvard is going to go running in and defeat his old friend. You can see he's doing a weird thing with his sword. If you've played Demon Souls, you know exactly what he's doing there. And we need to go and get ourselves one of these. Yhorm is pretty damn tough if you fight him the conventional way. But like Demon Souls, he actually has a kind of trick to him. You go over to the throne here, pick up Storm Ruler, and fight him with that. So you double hand it. It's just a normal sword you can swing around. And then if you hold L2, it'll start charging like this. And then you press R2 once it flashes and notifies you that it's kind of charged, which will be now. then you press R2, no R2, and you'll you'll do a big charge, and you can see how much damage it does to Yhorm. Now unfortunately, this is the first time this has ever happened to me. Sigvard didn't make it, he's dead, which is sad in a way, but it's also okay because he dies anyway. So I'm kind of getting a bit stuck. There we go, get the charge. Now you do need stamina to, you don't need stamina to charge it, but you do need stamina to cast it. So if you don't, like you can see I don't have any stamina, so that's why I keep sort of pausing in between to make sure I've just got a little bit of stamina. I don't know what I'm doing there. Oh yeah, that's right, I was charging it. I thought it would be ready, but it wasn't. So we get the last one in here. So once it's charged, it stays charged. So you're able to dodge around and just finish him off. Quite simple. It's a lot easier if Sigvard doesn't die in the first couple of seconds as well. So you're going to get the trophy, you're going to get the Cinders of a Lord, which is for the thrones back at Firelink later on. Now if Sigvard does die, you get the Storm Ruler, you get the Pierce Shield, and you get all of his armour. You may or may not get that at this point. Now if he is still alive, speak to him, go through the dialogue, you'll get another brew off him, and he'll go to sleep. If that is the case, then if you walk over to this throne over here without interacting with the bonfire, he will die. He'll just die, and you can go and get his armor that way. So either way, he's, yeah, not surviving. And yeah, that's this area done. It's a dead end. So we're going to walk back to Firelink, and we're going to move into Covenant item farming. I'm going to show you 3 locations that we have already available to us. There are 6 separate items that we need to farm. It's a lot. There's just no simple way around it. Now this guide I've done purposely offline. You can get certain ones online, but this is offline only, so it's kind of timeless, so to speak, if anybody in the future ever wants to do this and the servers are offline, you still can. So I've finally managed to equip Karthus Beacon now, which I will be using in boss fights from now on. It basically gives us what the ring does for 30 seconds once we cast it. Sort of, it's a buff for ourselves. So it stacks with the ring, so as you fight and you do more hits, you do more damage, so you do twice as much. And then we're also going to get a sword, so it's going to be a triple the amount. It's going to get quite cool actually. Right, so we're getting ready to go and do some farming. I just dumped off all my stuff there. So starting from this side here, you go across. The first place we're going to actually go to is Keep Ruins in Farron Keep. Now this is where you farm Wolf's Blood Swordgrass. Now this is the only one I'm going to do in between this video and the next. I'm going to say you do it as well. Get a minimum of 10 Wolf's Blood Swordgrass. Now we need 30, but just in preparation for the next video, make sure you have 10. You can see how many you have if you go to your inventory and go R1 and go to Covenant items. You can see how many you have there. We should already have 1 because we picked 1 up. So put the gold Covetous Serpent ring on. You want to put the symbol of avarice on, and you want to do this last because you'll see that your health will start draining. You can see there it's pretty quick, and then you're going to want to run in and fight. Now I don't do this right the first time. Don't hesitate, just go run in, 2-hand, kill them, move off. Now if you do die, it doesn't matter, you just pick your souls up, carry on. You're right next to the bonfire here. If you did get the Crystal Sage's Rapier, also put that in your offhand. You don't need to have it equipped into your hand. You can have it on your back like you would with the shield, and you still get the item discovery buff off it. So essentially you want the Crystal Sage's Rapier, you want the symbol of avarice, and then you want the gold serpent ring, and you can also equip coins and use them. I'll show you where to buy them later on after this one. So this is how we want to do it. We're going to run in, L1, kill that one, kill the sitting down one first, and then kill the one here who's right in front of you, and then kill the final one. Look for Swordgrass. If there aren't any, sit at the bonfire, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. You get the idea. Keep doing that over and over and over and over and over again until we get 30. But at minimum, get 10 in preparation for the next video. I'm going to do the same myself, and we'll get the sword to allow us that extra buff of damage. So here are the coins. You've got the rusted gold coin, and you've just got rusted coins. Rusted coins you can buy. Obviously, the higher levels, the gold ones are better. So just use the rusted ones for now. I'm going to switch everything back. I'm just going to show you the areas. I'm not going to be doing the farming right now. So from here, I'm just going to go back to Firelink. The next one we're going to move on to is the Pale Tongues. That's for Rosarias. The Wolf Blood Swordgrass is for Watchdogs of Farron. When we need 30 of those. We're just going to give in the Umbral Ash here. Forgot to do that when we were cleaning up before. She doesn't sell the gold coins, it's actually Patches that sells them. So she has lots of armor sets, pretty cool Sage's armor and everything, the witches and everything now. A big floppy hat, big hat Logan. So I'm going to go up 2 patches and just show you can get the ring. I just realised I'm fat rolling, it's because I'm still got the gold Serpent ring on. If you are fat rolling, potentially use some of your souls to upgrade vitality a bit if it is a problem for you, because the stuff you'll be putting on is heavier. So we'll go to speak to Patches and you get them here. They're just 200 a piece. You can only carry 10 at a time, so you'll have to come back and get more and more. You know, you get the idea. But yeah, you just keep buying them. They don't last too long. They're only about 30 seconds. So it's, yeah, it's a weird one. Farming is really weird in this game. So the way it kind of works, the way I found it works is you'll get into a clump, like you'll get into a run. You'll think, oh, this is great. It's not going to take long at all. You'll get 3 or 4 enemies in a row that will each drop a Swordgrass. Sometimes you'll get one where 2 will do it at once in one sort of run. And you'll think this is great, and then there'll be a really long dry spell of about 20 minutes, half an hour. If that's the case, I would just move on and do some of the other farming. So I've come to the outer Farron Keep here, and we've got these 2 Dark Wraiths. So stand back here, do not move forward. Just get the first Dark Wraith's attention. You don't want both of them. Now the way I do with the Dark Wraiths is kind of just aggressive. Kind of. That didn't go so well. You can usually just rock, like you can hit through that shield and he will retaliate quite a lot. And here we're looking for Pale Tongues. Now you can actually go up and kill this other one, and these Draugrs, Augurs, whatever the hell these enemies are called, I can never remember what they're called. Draugrs is God of War, isn't it? These actually will drop the Swordgrass, so you could let this one run around, take some damage, killing the enemies for you, and maybe you'll get lucky, get some Swordgrass, and maybe when you kill him eventually he'll give you a Pale Tongue as well. More than likely that will not be the case. It's so quick to farm the Swordgrass that I would just advise to actually only kill the first Dark Wraith, go back to the bonfire, kill the first one, go back, you get the idea. It's quicker. Honestly, it's quicker. You only need 10 Pale Tongues, so there's no need to farm the Swordgrass here either. It's just going to take so much longer. And yeah, keep back and forth until you have 10 of those. Obviously, you don't need to do that right now. I'm explaining this so you can get on with it and do it in between videos. If you're waiting for one to come out, what have you, at the time I'm releasing them. And the last place we're going to go to is Catacombs of Karthus. So from the start, as soon as you spawn in, run, and you can duck in before the ball goes past. It just saves a little bit of time. And then you've got these guys here. These are probably the worst ones to farm because they have a shield. You can hit through it, and they are quite easy to kill once you get a rhythm going. Again, when I'm farming, I'm probably going to be aggressive most of the time because I just want to get them deaded. If I'm standing around holding the shield up, dancing with them, I don't want to do that. I just want to get them killed, see if they're going to drop one, and move on. These ones you're looking for the Vertebra Shackles, and we need 30. This is probably the worst farming in the game, I would say. Now, another thing we'll be getting in a couple of videos' time is the Coiled Sword, which is an infinite homeward bone. That can help with going back to the bonfires. It saves a few seconds. It all matters. So maybe wait for that to do it fully. Right, that's it for this one. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.